Welcome back, guys, to another video brought to you by your one and only literary pharaoh. Man, I have a have a sad story to share. My coworker, her cousin got mauled by some dogs and was killed. And if you want to take a guess as to what dog did it, yes, take a guess. It's a pit bull. And I understand there are people out there who love their dogs and all this other stuff, and it's great. To each its own. I don't care about dogs like that. I've never cared about dogs. To me, it's just another responsibility. And I do understand that there are advantages to having a dog. You know, it can help relieve stress. It can give somebody a companionship if they feel alone. It can give a person a sense of purpose. And there are people out there, they're just not social people. They don't get along with people, but they can have about 10, 15 cats or 2 or 3 dogs. So I guess from that vein, you can say that pets, be it a cat or a dog, they do have their own benefits. But on the flip side of the advantages, there are disadvantages to having a dog. Having a dog can be stressful. It's time consuming. And the financial aspect of having a dog, you know, taking a dog for its visits, giving the dog its medicines, purchasing the foods for the dog, not to mention hygiene, you know, cleaning up the poop, cleaning up the pee. Don't get a pup, then you have to actually have the time to train the dog. It's work. So in one sense, dogs are very beneficial. In another sense, they can be very, very stressful. How do I know this? Because I had one. Not because I wanted it, my wife wanted it. I was against it. I said, let's go ahead and get it so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of times, people get emotional and they feel like, oh, it'd be great for us to have a dog. They watch shows on television. They see how the dogs are interacting with kids, and that's just the surface stuff that you see. You don't really see the things that are going on behind closed doors, the constant barking. And people may say, well, you got to train your dog, but that's the point. You have to train the dog, and the training component takes time. You have to have a lot of patience, and not all dogs get it at the same time. Some dogs are just dumb. It takes them a longer time to get trained. So if you're a person that already works full time, when the hell do you have the time to actually devote all that time to your dog? Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. You can devote time to your dog, but the time that you're going to devote to your dog won't give you the instant feedback or the instant results that you're looking for. In other words, you're not going to be able to spend hours on end with your dog if you go to work. Right? You're not going to do that. Then some people think, I'm going to just put my dog in some type of training and get a dog trainer to come train the dog. Well, that doesn't really help, because if you're getting somebody to train the dog is getting familiar with that person, not you. But then the people would tell you, well, just mimic and copy the things we do. That doesn't work. The best way to train a dog is you train the fucking dog, because it has to hear your voice. It has to hear your mannerisms. If you give your dog to somebody else to train it, and then the person that's training it says, just do the same things that I do, it's not the same thing. All right? So you have to be the one to train your dog. I say all that to say this. Those 3 dogs mauled that lady and killed her. They, if you can look it up, it's on the internet. It's 3 pit bulls, a woman in northeast Houston. The lady was 65 years old. She went to her backyard. I don't know what she went in her backyard for. Maybe perhaps to smoke a cigarette or something. How do I know this? Because my coworker, that's her cousin. So she was giving me the insight as to what may have caused her to go to her backyard. Now, going to your backyard shouldn't be something you should question. It's your damn house. It's your property. You can go to your backyard if you want to. But the cousin went out there for whatever reason, whether it was to get a smoke or I don't know, to sit down and relax. I don't know. But when she got out there, those 3 dogs were ready for her, and they just devoured her. They killed her. She was so dismembered that when my coworker and her families got there to, see what was going on, they said, no, we can't even let you see the body. It's that dismembered. We can't even let you see it. Now, the 3 dogs have been euthanized. They've been killed. Rightfully so. Some people are against that. Some people are saying things like, why are we penalizing the dog because of the owner? The owner should be penalized too. But those 3 dogs killed a person. I've had somebody tell me, well, you don't know what she did to provoke the dogs. Dogs just don't go out. They don't plan to kill. Dogs are aggressive, especially that breed. How many times, look on the internet, there are plenty of stories of people getting attacked by pit bulls, especially kids. They snap. People say, well, it's the way you train them. Some trainers train their dogs to be aggressive. Yes and no. Pit bulls are naturally aggressive dogs. If you have a pit bull that's friendly, it's because the pit bull is acting against its natural proclivities. In other words, the natural tendency for a pit bull is to be aggressive. If the dog is nice and it's friendly and it's not biting people, that's because you've trained it extra hard not to be that way. And even when you do train it not to be that way, there are times and cases where those dogs like that do snap. You say, well, what makes them snap? There has to be a reason. There's no rhyme or reason, you dumbasses. These are dogs. These are aggressive dogs by nature. So when you bring those kind of dogs around children or around elderly people, you're just rolling the dice. You're just rolling the dice. I mean, you're playing Russian roulette. There are other owners who've owned dogs, who've owned pit bulls, and everything was fine, and the pit bull just turned on them. So I mean, stay the fuck away from pit bulls. And this could have been prevented. That's why I'm so angry. And my coworker was very sad, very emotional. She shed tears. She was like, "This is my cousin. We were close. Her kids were close to me," and it's tragic because it didn't have to happen. Now, when I read the story online, it said that the owner was not around to see the attack. Now, you're probably asking, how did the dogs get back there? The story said that the dogs knocked down the fence. Now, I don't know what kind of fence this lady had, what kind of cheap material that it was, but this was not the first time that the homeowner, the victim in this particular story, had complained about those dogs. As a matter of fact, other neighbors had complained about those dogs. Those dogs were naturally aggressive, and they were going inside people's backyards. So, 2 things could be true. I believe that the dog owner trained those dogs to be aggressive. For them to just, that's your neighbor. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they've never seen the lady before. The people, speculating, saying things to the effect that, oh, then what did she do? She must have done something to provoke them. Like, what the fuck? Someone just got killed, and you're talking about somebody provoking the dog? Trust me, no one in their right mind is trying to provoke a pit bull. Like, so rightfully so, those dogs needed to be killed. And something needs to happen to the owner. They say right now that, charges have not been pressed against the owner of those 3 dogs, but man. And initially, when my coworker told me the story, she said it was 3 dogs and 6 puppies involved. These dogs kill. They kill. And I don't even know why it's legal to even have pit bulls. Now, I know the pushback is going to be, well, pit bulls are friendly dogs. Like, that's the outlier, guys. Like, don't give me that bullshit. Of course, there are going to be cases where pit bulls are nice and they're saving children and doing good things. But generally speaking, pit bulls are aggressive dogs, and they do kill people. Like, we're not talking about a freaking poodle here. We're talking about a dog that has the pressure capacity of their bite. All right? It's very, very intense. Like, when they bite you, they rip you apart. That's why the lady had no chance. It said that the lady tried to make it back in the house, but it was too late. And even if she did make it in the house, those dogs would have came in our house and finished the job anyway. Those dogs were out to kill. And to me, that's the owner. The owner had trained those dogs to be that aggressive. But even if the owner didn't train them to be that aggressive, pit bulls are naturally aggressive, especially if they don't know you. You have to be a top-notch dog whisperer and a person that knows how to handle those type of dogs to call them off. But naturally, they want to attack. They're defense dogs. They're hunting dogs. They're aggressive dogs. These aren't like friendly, keep in the house pets, pet them. When a pit bull has its mind made up, good luck. And it was 3 of them. So when you have 3 pit bulls running in a pack, the animal instinct kicks in. They get back to what they really are, and they're killers. That's what they did to that lady. It's unfortunate. I don't care for dogs. I never have. They're cute. I mean, you can look at them. It's nice. You see them all around. People walk them. That's great. To each its own. But there's got to be a law passed where you can't own pit bulls. How many people have to die from pit bulls for people to say, okay, stop it? And these dog owners, nothing happens to them. I think that if there was a law put in that if your dog kills somebody, you die along with your dog, I can assure you that many people would think twice before purchasing pit bulls. If there was a law passed saying that if your dog kills somebody, the dog is euthanized and you'll be euthanized with your dog. If it was a law passed, and I know to you guys, that's extreme. Why is it extreme? The lady who lost her life, that's extreme. You guys are always worrying about the person, the perpetrator. What about the victim? She was a mother. She was a sister. She was a friend. Her kids don't have a mother because of 3 stupid ass dogs. And you have people saying nonsensical things like, oh, I feel so sorry for the dogs. Why are the dogs having to be punished for the owner? The dogs should be punished. They killed somebody. Like, what do you mean? So we're going to okay, let's punish the owner and leave the dogs alone. Like, what if those dogs kill again? Those dogs are naturally aggressive. They have the instinct to kill. They're instinctual killers. That's what they are. That's their natural bent. Like, that's their natural move or proclivity. That's what they want to do. They want to attack. Them not attacking is them reserving their natural tendency. Don't get it twisted, guys. It's not because the owner trained the dogs to be that aggressive. Pit bulls are naturally aggressive. You have to train them not to be aggressive. Why do you think most people that fight dogs use pit bulls for fighting dogs? Because they're the natural aggressors that like to fight. What are you talking about? These animal rights people are insane. They'll put the life of an animal first before they put the life of a human being first. And to me, that's nonsensical. Like, a human was killed. I'm a human. I'm going to be on the side of humanity before I'm on the side of insects and bugs and animals and anything like that. It doesn't mean that I don't care about animals, that I want them to die. That's not what I'm saying. But if you asked me to have a pecking order or some kind of ranking system, I'm going to put human beings first because I'm a human. I'm going to look out for my own first. That's a no-brainer. So, yeah, man. So that's my take on the story. It's sad that someone had to die, and killing the dogs doesn't bring the woman back. But I really think the law needs to be passed where if you're a dog owner and you neglect your response, you abandon your responsibility to be a responsible dog owner, and you neglect the care of your dogs, and your dogs get into someone's yard, or your dog attacks a child. Because children are children. Children are going to play. You cannot blame a child for being bit by a dog. You cannot fucking do that. People have done that because, people, they love dogs so much, they'll drudge up any type of freaking excuse to say, oh, it's not the dog's fault. It's because the kids kind of roamed in its area and you were in its territory, and a dog would just look, man. Like, let's be serious. Dogs are aggressive. When I say dogs, particularly the aggressive kinds, like the pit bulls, the Kangals, the Cane Corsos, the Dobermans. There are other dogs out there that are aggressive as well, and people own those dogs. They think it's cool because they have a, I got a pit bull. Most of these people who have these dogs have very, very low self-esteem, and for some reason, I guess the dog gives them some sort of an elevated push towards seeing themselves in a higher light. You see these small guys, these big ass dogs. I'm like, or you see a small guy in a big ass truck. It's like they're trying to make up for their size. So they get the dog and they get the big truck to show their masculinity. And I'm macho. And not that guy, like, what do you need 3 pit bulls for? Like, what the hell are you doing? Are you breeding dogs? I mean, maybe he was breeding them. Maybe he was, he was selling dogs. I don't know, but that guy should be killed too. He should be killed too. They should tie him up and find 3 random pit bulls and let those 3 pit bulls attack him. And then let the 3 pit bulls kill him. The same way his 3 pit bulls killed somebody else. Or to make the punishment even much worse, have those same 3 not the same 3 pit bulls, but let's have 3 random pit bulls picked that are really aggressive, maul and attack him, but not to death, but just destroy him enough where he's barely hanging on to their life, and then just leave him there. Then have to recover from all his wounds. Maybe that'll allow him to think about what his dogs did to somebody else. Maybe a sense of empathy will be inserted then. Because right now, it's like, dog owners, it's not my fault. My dogs got away. And, they call it an accident. That's not an accident. When a dog is that aggressive and it knocks down somebody else's fence, and you can't even, you're afraid for your life. Just going to your backyard for a smoke, or going to your backyard just to sit down and relax, or whatever reason you're going to your backyard for. Just going back there, you really have to think twice now, because your neighbor may have a pit bull that's capable of knocking down your fence. Like, why should anybody who owns a home have to live underneath that type of agony? Like, why would you have to consider, like, not really going to your backyard because you don't know what you're going to walk into? That means that a pit bull, any animal that has that sort of aggression, should not be a pet. Those are animals that should be put in a zoo. Like, it's no different than somebody owning a lion or owning some type of wild animal. Those animals are illegal to own, and I think pit bulls should be illegal to own. I know some of you guys are pit bull lovers. I don't give a damn if you love pit bulls. Go talk to all the people that have been killed by all the people who have family members who've been killed by pit bulls. Or go talk to some of the children who were little, who got dismembered and disfigured, who are still alive today because of a pit bull. Go talk to the mothers. Go talk to one mother who had twins. She had twin beautiful girls. Destroyed, killed them. The pit bull killed them. A pit bull killed both of those girls. They were babies. They were little. Now you say, well, that's stupid. Why would you have babies around a pit bull? The point is, no, why would you even have a pit bull? Why are pit bulls allowed to be pets? There's nothing wrong with having children. You can have your children around anything. Why do you have a deadly animal around your children? Let alone, why do you have a deadly animal in your house that's capable of killing? See, the capacity to kill is there. The instincts to kill is there, which is why those type of dogs should be illegal. There's one thing for a dog to attack because they're upset, or to defend something because they're upset. But dogs like pit bulls have the aggression and have the attacking apparatus to kill you. Their jaw, their teeth. They clamp down on you, you're done. They rip you to shreds. They rip you to shreds. It's just a sad story. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Dog lovers, if you feel offended, I really don't give a damn, because someone just died. That could have been your mother. That could have been your aunt. That could have been your friend. So I don't want to hear any shit about dogs are nice. No, I don't want to hear. This is not the time to be on the side of dog. Like, someone just died and pit bulls devoured her. So to the point that she has to have a closed casket. I mean, it was brutal. My coworker was in tears. They couldn't even see her again. Peace out, man.